this is Mike with Vintage Coin-Op Restorations, and welcome to my coin-op graveyard. Hi, this is Mike with Vintage Coin-Op Restorations, and we're here to talk about this 1938 Rollerball by Sqaure Amusement Corporation. If you've been watching our past videos, you saw this machine probably out at the shop, and it was in really bad shape. And we just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek of this machine completely restored. What we've done to this machine is just about everything. We have redone the plywood. There were a lot of gouges in the plywood, and to fix some of those things, like you saw in my videos, we actually put knots in the plywood to cover up some of the big heavy gouges. We also did new maple on the top and sides. We redid the ball catchers there with some fire hose, and we put a new backing on the whole thing. All the parts have been polished clean. This is an original cage on here, and we did have the back glass has been restored. Some of the neat things about this machine that I like to talk about, right now it's set up as a quarter mech in there, and everyone knows Skee-Ball. Well, this Skee-Ball is a little bit different than the typical Skee-Ball machine that we all know of. The points basically are the same, but the neat thing about this machine, if you can see in the back of the backboard here, there's a barrel. This barrel spins, and at the same time, what you want to do is get this ball in the barrel, and in turn you want to score to 600 points is what you get to get the ball in the barrel. But all this Skee-Ball system is kind of neat because I'm going to show you something inside here which I thought was really unique. This is inside the machine where this controls the game. Inside here you'll notice this little air shock. This is real similar to the shock that's on our screen doors in our houses, and what this allows us to do is when the quarter's put in, your coin slide will push this trigger all the way back, and what it's happening is it's allowing this gas shock to release slowly. As you can see, the contacts break after 4 to 5 seconds. And what this is doing is it is allowing the 9 balls that are in the hopper, they're over here. It allows the 9 balls in the hopper to have contact with this coil for about 10 seconds. And we're going to hear that when we coin up. You'll hear a long buzzing sound, which is supposed to be that way. And that is supposed to pull back this coil, and in turn will hold the coil, and this little catch where the balls are being stopped right now, it's going to lift that coil and hold it in the amount of time to let all these balls get back in the front part, and then it will release and unlock itself again. We had all kinds of animals inside this thing when we first got it, and I think I remember showing people on the video that we had looks like, I think there were walnuts or something inside the entire machine, and somebody decided to pack rat all these little goodies inside here. So, and they ate the wire, so we had to rewire this entire machine. It was interesting to try to figure it all out, but we actually got to it. And then here is the same thing. One of these contacts actually controlled that coil to hold in for that short period of time. And at the same time, the other contact, what that's doing is holding the reset relay that's in the back box to reset back to 0. Well, here in the back of the machine is where it all happens. Take this off really quick. Inside here you got, in 1938 when this machine was actually built, the EM electronics were fairly simple. And we have the scoring method of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and obviously 600. What we're doing here is it basically is a single unit stepper. And as the balls roll over each single gate switch, it increases the point 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see that inside this back corner over here. You'll see inside there a series at the bottom here in this little track, the little pins that are sticking up. And every time you press it one time, you're going to get 1 point. And so up in front there, when you have a 100, it's only going to be able to get 1 time trigger it. And then way up in the front there, there's also another trigger that is the ball counter. You get 9 balls, and every time it goes through, it clicks it 1 time, giving it, you know, one count. So also in the back of this machine, these is your step units. This is our ball count unit, and this is going to be your scoring unit. And if you saw the first video, these were completely locked up and completely oxidized with God only knows what on the machine. And not only was that a problem, we had a problem with this motor. The motor that was originally there was I believe it was a 7-Up clock motor, and it actually turned a barrel, believe it or not. But the problem was, as soon as you hit it, you could literally stop the barrel. So what we have here is a new motor that we actually purchased from Hurst, and we put this up. We got a resistor on here, so we can take quite a bit. It's a very substantial timing motor, and right now it's set at 20 RPMs. Down here at the bottom, we have our transformer and our fuse links that we had to put in. Again, from the first video, all of this was in some seriously bad shape, and we replaced what we had. We got it nice and neat inside here, and we're just about ready to take a look at it and actually play this machine. Another key feature that I'd like to talk about is, if you come up really close here, you can see that these little light fixtures here, pretty neat. They were white porcelain bases that were cracked, and we had them rebuilt, reglazed, and they look just like they're new. Also, these cages are very cool. They were there obviously to hold a light bulb, but at the same time it needed to protect the light bulb itself. Inside there we have a fluorescent light bulb inside there just to keep the heat down. Because you know what? On the original machine, both left and right sides of this plywood, was getting cooked from people putting the 100-watt light bulbs inside there. So what we did was just put some fluorescent in there. And though it looks simple, when we were doing this, we wanted to make sure we had to replace this whole back. But by just putting a piece of plywood on there, when these balls come flying, all you would have is these balls ricocheting off of the plywood. So we had to find a product that was able to absorb the ball and make the game fun and eliminate it from constantly banging up on the inside of the fence. So what we ended up doing is using a heavy vinyl, and we backed the inside with cork and a padding, and all that was sandwiched together and in turn gave us this product. The original ball catches were made out of a heavy linen fabric that was wrapped around metal. The only thing I could find to reproduce this thing is a old vintage fire hose, which is obviously cotton. And what we cut these things down and we stenciled them just like the original. So now it'll absorb the hit. It's extremely durable, and we'll have a game that it will be fun to play and not having us constantly bounce back too hard at you. Another neat thing is the cork backing here, where the actual ball is being rolled on, the playfield, let's call it, is a new playfield. This is still manufactured by the Philadelphia Toboggan Company that actually makes skee balls machines to this day, and that is original skee ball material that we purchased and put on this machine. Another cool thing I thought about this machine is this is a reproduction backglass. It was done by Tim Apito out in New York. He does have many more of them if you're interested and if you have this machine. But take a look at the backglass. The backglass itself has a little man rolling a ball into a set of pins. Though it's not bowling, but kind of a skee ball game. So just something interesting, and it was how it was on the original backglass. Well, enough talking about this machine. Let's play it. We're going to put our quarter in the machine, push it, and there's our sound. You hear that coil holding. And what we have here is an original skee ball. This skee ball has been on a lathe, so it's been cleaned up. It still has some marks on it, which we did want, but they've been restored, so they're really cool. They're smaller than the normal skee ball that we all know that's really large, but the holes were original to this game and we kept the same size, and this is the only ball that's really going to work for this machine. So let's give it a roll. The whole point of this game is to get this ball in the bucket and obviously get the best point. So let's give it a shot. See how good I am at this thing. That didn't work. All right. 500 points. Oh, I got this one back. All right. 500. There it is. Sweet. Thanks for taking a time out and watching our 1938 Sqaure D Amusements Rollerball. If you have one of these for sale, please give us a call. If you have one and you'd like to have it restored, we'd love to do it for you. We're located in Chicago, Illinois. Our phone number is area code 630-624-7466. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for our next video.